Friday evening, heading into the weekend, we got some huge gaming news. And this is not an understatement at all because we finally got a release date for Grand Theft Auto 6. I know, right? Since December 5th of 2023, Rockstar has been silent on any sort of official news, okay? The only thing that we got at that point in time was, yep, it's going to be set in Vice City. Yes, there's going to be a female and male protagonist duo. And, yep, 2025 release date. Well, that's just not going to be the case anymore because, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be coming out May 26th, 2026. I mean, wait, what? Wait, okay, you were confirming, okay, you said earlier this year as well that, we're going to be standing by that 2025 release date until you make your first official announcement and say, we actually need a little bit of extra time because, according to them, GTA 6 was reportedly delayed to create better working conditions and avoid brutal crunch. Rockstar internally knew they need a delay months ago. Oh, more on that in a second, but okay. They wanted to avoid brutal crunch. This game, by the time that it releases, which I'm not even entirely sure, especially if they want to be, and everything else that we've talked about Rockstar in the current day, okay, how they were fighting the executives about wanting to have remote work, how they were refusing to come back to the office, how they were leaking content in protest. I don't believe that this May 2026 date is going to be the final date, mostly because a lot of Grand Theft Auto games tend to come out in the latter half of the year. And even still, trying to avoid brutal crunch. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in September of 2013. This game, by the time that it releases, will be at least 12 and a half, if not 13 years in the making. You need to go ahead and budget for additional time so there's not brutal crunch. I mean, the game is going to be huge. Do not detract from anything on its opening day that I'm going to go on to say or have said in the past, okay? This is going to break all of the entertainment records. It is going to be the single most successful entertainment launch in history. It's going to surpass every movie, going to surpass every game before it, break all of the records. This thing is going to make billions of dollars, billions on its first day. Not even talking about its initial price point, if it's going to be $100, $200, $300, if you want to get all of the special edition gimmicks, if you're going to be getting the collector's edition or the GTA edition, the Vice City edition, I don't know which editions are out there, don't know how it's going to be packaged. Whatever they sell it at, it doesn't matter. This thing, just like the Switch 2, is going to sell like that. It's just, what does the long-term prospects of this game offer? What is the game going to be? Because at this point in time, GTA 6 is an endemic meme. It is going to be popular regardless of leaks, regardless about what we hear. It's going to be record-setting. It's just, what's the long-term prospects? What kind of a game are we going to get? Because I said before, like, I was a big fan of GTA back during the PS2 day, or back in the PS2 days when we got 3 mainline releases. And it's so funny, right? Because by the time the GTA 6 rolls around, they have gone through 2 full console cycles. Bro, 2 full console cycles since the release of a mainline game, okay? Because, GTA 5 came out in the tail end of the 7th generation. They totally skipped what could arguably be considered the most financially successful generation, even though I don't know, man, ingenuity and for a lot of different aspects, like I and a lot of other people kind of fell off during that time, the PS4 and the Xbox One, however you want to categorize Nintendo's output during that time, a little bit of the Wii U, a lot of the Switch, something like that, and now hopping in on the tail end of the PS5, Xbox, whatever, who even knows if they're going to survive as a console manufacturer after this price increase. Who knows, man? That's going to be interesting to see. But it's so wild to just think about all of that stuff, and you need additional time so you don't want to have a brutal crunch. But we'll have to talk about that, okay? The development, what's going on with everybody working on the project itself afterwards. It's just what is going to happen, as the headline from That Park Place points out. GTA 6 delayed to May 2026 as industry scrambles to fill the void because, everybody, okay? And there was even talk about this when Borderlands 4, which, whatever, man. oh, some of it looks pretty. It's still going to be written in crayon and drool by a bunch of helmet-bedecked retards over at Gearbox, so I don't anticipate that it's going to be a very mature, competent game. But yeah, looter shooters, they're just all the rage. Ask Warner Brothers with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But I digress. That was a game that ended up getting pushed ahead of its release because stupid-ass Randy Pitchford came out and said, actually, development's moving along a lot smoother, so we can go ahead and, bump up our release date by 2 weeks, which, okay, cool, good stuff on that one. It's just another reason behind them trying to get out of the way towards the end of the year is because everybody knew that fourth quarter release window was set up for GTA 6, okay? Everybody wanted to get the fuck out of the way, even if they were releasing an RPG, if they were doing something set in the medieval era. Hell, if they were releasing something that was out there in the stars, it really wouldn't much matter, man. GTA 6 is going to be a tidal wave in gaming that is just going to clear out all the competition. So where do we sit right now? Well, I could imagine in the very near future, and especially in on and around a Summer Games Fest like Jeff Keighley's first week of June gimmick, oh my god, a month from now, oh boy, we're going to be popping with announcements because now everybody who is just waiting to see what Rockstar does, oh, they're going to be dropping dates like this because honestly, like there's a few things that are coming out on the horizon. I think, what is it, Doom the Dark Ages comes out later this month, but then after that, there's just been a bunch of, yeah, we got things that are coming out in 2025, I think, potentially. They were all waiting for the shoe to drop with a GTA 6, but now that it's, set its sights out a year from now, holy shit, now I think we're going to be seeing, this is going to be a very, very, very busy season, mostly because, yeah, first week of June, you have the Switch 2 coming out, and there is, 2 first-party titles? There's a couple of other ones that were announced, but no real firm release dates on any of those projects, but a whole load of years-old slop, third-party slop that's getting put on that console, but the big high-profile and AAA releases, which we'll have to touch on, I think, tomorrow, because the whole AAA industry, yeah, it's been upset by one disgruntled Ubisoft dev and his passion for a project that is really, really sending things into a tailspin. It's like, it's very tumultuous. It's a very evolving gaming space right now, and it's the most optimistic I've been in a while. And it's strange to think that GTA is at least a little bit of an impetus for this. But anyways, Rockstar Games has officially detailed GTA 6, or delayed rather, not detailed. They detailed their reason behind it. There you go. Okay. May 26, 2026, pushing back what was expected to be one of the most anticipated entertainment launches of all time, originally slated for fall of 2025. The delay shifts the release out of the current fiscal year and sends shockwaves through the industry that has begun to plan around its revival. Heartfelt statement, Rockstar addressed fans directly. "We're very sorry that this is later than you expected," they said, trying to explain why GTA 6 was delayed. The interest and excitement surrounding the new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game that we have released, the goal has always been to try to exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? Like, even if it is the greatest game ever, it's still gonna fall below expectations. This is, unironically, the most anticipated thing ever, okay? At least on a grand scale. For individuals out there, I know, it's like, well, I don't really care about that. No, I'm looking forward to this. It's like, yeah, I know. But in general, man, like, this is the most anticipated thing. Eclipsing Avengers Doomsday, eclipsing Michael Jackson coming back from the dead and touring for the 50th anniversary of Thriller. Nothing's going to end up topping GTA 6, okay? Maybe GTA 7 if they manage to pull off something with GTA 6, but we'll have to hold our horses, okay? I'll probably be close to getting into hospice by the time that shit gets announced. But anyways, we hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve, which so far, like the entire statement in itself, it's very complimentary to the fans. It's not, being antagonistic. It's not, looking for excuses, and they're just being upfront and honest, so I do have to give them credit for that. No new assets were released alongside the announcement. Yeah, it was just black screen, white text, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, we know bad news is coming. What was that? We just talked about Titanfall 3 and Respawn coming out with the black background, white text saying, yeah, we just killed a couple of projects, and hey, we're going to be doubling down on Apex Legends, because that's what everybody wants, right? Yeah. Meaning second game trailer is still missing in action. Yeah, and Rockstar remains silent on launch platforms. Silence is already fueling speculation that GTA 6 could launch on PC alongside PlayStation 5 and Series X and S, or maybe just PlayStation 5 and PC, because who knows what Xbox is going to be doing, or maybe on PlayStation 6, or trying to get some potato version out there for the Switch too. Who even knows, man? But the fact that we're not going to be getting a trailer very likely until, I would say, the end of the year, maybe around the September or October release date, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. The delay does not come entirely out of nowhere. Back in February, Strauss Zelnick, CEO of Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, gave a carefully worded response when asked by IGN whether the original 2025 date was locked. Look, there's always a risk of slippage, and I think as soon as you say the words like absolutely, you jinx things. So we feel really good about it. Yeah, and that was the last time we heard about that. Yeah, back in February, where we're still confident about that 2025 release date. And then a little while later, it's like, oh no, we're just looking forward a year. Wait, what? Went from a couple months out to, about a year later. We'll catch you then. Okay, yeah, with GTA 6 now delayed, and off the calendar for the rest of the year, a number of other major releases suddenly are breathing easier. Titles like, the previously mentioned Borderlands 4, Battlefield, which I've seen, I haven't actually watched any of the trailers, but I've seen a lot of them passed around, and I know people are excited about that. It's like, I don't know why, but okay. Like, was it the past 3 Battlefields? Battlefield 1, and then everything after it. Like, Battlefield 1, I remember getting just about close to release date, and that was actually a really good game. But Battlefield 5 with the female World War II amputee is like, oh great, you guys did something great there. Eventually the game would come around to be very, very good, but Battlefield 2042 was a disaster. So why exactly are people getting excited for the next Battlefield? I don't know. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you won't fool me again. But then Ghost of Yotei, we also talked about that recently as well. It got a release date, and Marathon, which we're going to have to talk about in the very near future as well, now have far more room to make a splash on the back half of the year. Nintendo preparing to launch a Switch 2, but that is just so ancillary to this conversation, because I don't even think that, Rockstar is looking to port GTA 5 over there, at least as a holdover to give somebody something to play outside of Mario Kart, which is a really good value, guys, an $80 game, oh, I would be willing to pay that. And Microsoft hearing all that simping going, oh yeah, $80 for a game, that's a fantastic idea. However, the delay may be a disaster for other studios and publishers who were rushing to release ahead of Rockstar's juggernaut. Yeah, exactly, because there were probably some studios that were, just holding back their releases, just waiting, seeing, okay, we could go a couple months after GTA, or if it drops early fall, I guess we might be able to, shore things up and have it out in the summer. We could fill that gap, but now that everything's all wide open, I mean, there's no real forerunners out there, because if Battlefield was still a reliable and they were still cooking as a franchise, they would drop and people would be maneuvering around them. But as fractionated as the rest of the industry is, I think people are just simply going to be scuttling around for release dates. And yeah, some of these upcoming conferences, and if Sony or Microsoft or any of the big studios decides to hold a press conference, or like I said, Summer Games Fest at the beginning of June, and then you got Gamescom at the end of, or at the mid-July point this summer, oh my god, I think a lot of people are going to be looking at those bigger conferences, and this is going to be the most anticipated season since the dissolution of E3. Like, it's going to be pretty big. That's just my thoughts on this. I just really hope that we get some news on Final Fantasy VII Part 3 remake. I want to see Reclaim in action so bad. I want it so bad. Anyways, Rockstar statement confirms, yes, a solid release date. Fans will now turn their attention to the next trailer. Expectations for GTA 6 remain sky high after the record-breaking first trailer, which has already crossed 190 million views on YouTube. But yeah, exactly, a solid release date, huh? Well, that's interesting, because you also had Rockstar reportedly hasn't believed GTA 6 would make the 2025 release date for a very long time, and then you come out and say, oh yeah, we need extra time. We need to just have that little extra bit of polish, and we need to exceed your expectations. And it's like, guys, we've seen this rigmarole before. I'm old enough to at least remember, okay, GTA 4 and 5 getting delayed multiple times over. GTA 5 was notorious. I think it had 3 different solid release dates outside of just the original announcement, and then it got pushed off, and then it got pushed off again. I don't think there was any delay as long as a year that we ended up having this time around with GTA 6, but there were multiple month gaps, so I'm still thinking that we're probably going to see this in the fall of 2026, so within the next year and a half, you'll probably have your hands on GTA 6, but Holy shit, man. There are kids that went through an entire school cycle from kindergarten through high school and didn't have a new GTA game to play. That is fucking wild to think about. Rockstar knew for a long time, okay, before the official announcement of GTA 6's delay, the sequel had a little chance of making its 2025 release window. News of the series' 6th installment, which was originally slated to arrive sometime in the latter half of 2025, completely dried up following the arrival of so-called Trailer 1 back in 2023, December 5th, I think. December 5th or 3rd. I had it pulled up earlier because I just needed to get my references straight on that. And then, yeah, even recently we were talking about just how there's been a lack of content and a lack of coverage about this. It's like, when are we going to hear anything about it? Oh, right, yeah, no, we're just saying, oh, it'll be out in a year, I think, potentially. Radio silence unexpectedly led to growingly antsy fan base eager to see some more of the sandbox world Rockstar was cooking up, but there was no such luck. According to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, many people working on the project had little belief that 2025 was an achievable window. Interesting. I would like to know when he first learned about this. Nobody I've talked to at Rockstar has believed that fall 2025 was a real window for a very long time now. Okay, so they had this. I would imagine this was probably in and around the time that they also released that first trailer back at the in the last month of 2023. Oh, you think we're going to be done in about a year? Yeah, probably not. So now they're coming out saying, yeah, we're going to be. You're going to have your hands on this in about a year. That's why I'm thinking this isn't going to be the last delay. Okay, too much work and not enough time, and what appears to be a real desire from management to avoid a brutal crunch. GTA 6 slipping to 2026 has seemed inevitable for months, if not longer. In response to one user voicing their skepticism that the delay was a result of, or at least partially influenced by, a desire to avoid crunch, Schreier replied, "Skepticism is always healthy, but I've been keeping tabs on this for years." They certainly haven't eliminated all overtime, but anyone I've talked to at Rockstar says it's night and day from previous projects. Yeah, this is why I'm also kind of thinking that we're going to be getting kind of a partially done GTA 6 that's just incrementally going to get better with updates and patches and half release, because if you recall all the way back, okay, like back when GTA 5 released, online wasn't a thing and wouldn't become a thing at least until, what was it, a month or two later? And that was a game that, yeah, had the longest gap from, oh god, because 4 came out in 2008, and then everybody thought, Jesus, 5 years between installments. 5 years, man, we had to wait for that. But now we're looking 13 years. 13 years since GTA 5 has come out, and they know that they need to absolutely deliver with 6, at least for the long term, because like I said, this is going to be huge when it eventually does come out. Whenever it does come out, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't think this is the last time we're going to be talking about delays, and I don't think that this is going to be the last time that we're talking about the people working on this and them taking very interesting approaches to the most anticipated video game of all time. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.